Damn, look at all this snow. Well, I'm ready for the beach, so let's head over to Beach City and continue with Steven Universe. Okay, since it is snowing here in New York, I'm rocking this puffy coat, kind of to match Steven last episode or 2 episodes ago with the Arcade Mania when he had his puffy coat on. And what else happened after that? Well, we learned a little more about Garnet and her third eye type of deal. And then in the next episode, it was we met Opal, which is the fusion of Pearl and Amethyst. They have to work together. They do a little dance to get into this tall opal gem creature. And apparently we learned that Steven might be able to fuse with something too. So we'll see if we find more about that this episode. But let's see what we got here for episode 13 of Steven Universe Season 1. So many birthdays. Okay, it's a birthday episode? Is this Amethyst's section of the temple? Yeah.
What manner of magical alloy is this?
It's a burrito.
It's the tuna burrito.
Burrito.
Mexican.
Ugh.
That place closed like 5 years ago. It kind of looks like you guys and my mom.
Oh, Steven, that is us.
Is everyone dressed like old-timey people?
They are old-timey people.
Wait, but that would mean... How old are you guys?
Much older than any human.
Does that mean you live
Steven never questioned this before.
No, we don't age, but we can still get hurt and die.
Apparently they have to eat too or just
Not
enjoy
from food
eating.
poisoning.
I just can't believe you guys are like a bazillion years old.
We don't really celebrate birthdays.
Oh, it's gonna be about the Gems' birthdays.
Not.
It's not our way.
And the birthday queen is Amethyst. Dad made me this outfit, and it brings me special birthday luck every year. It might as well be your birthday.
I haven't seen his dad in a couple episodes.
Even if your age isn't real and your body's an
Oh, the line.
Hey!
Nice.
It goes like this.
Could it be we're just a tad mature for this ritual? Oh, go! You will remove that. This in. I'll use it all the time.
No! It's for the piñata.
Higher.
Oh, Shark's gonna get
What next,
candy.
Steven?
Well, you were supposed to get delicious candy when you broke it open.
Wait, you had candy and you didn't just give it to us?
Happy birthday! Oh, it's funny.
How?
Oh, geez, I'm breaking character. Why did Pearl throw butter out the window?
You did what?
To see a butterfly!
I never did that. Steven, are you telling lies?
No!
I do like pie.
Sure hope nothing happens to it.
Yes, me too.
In the face.
Whoops!
Whoa, Steven, I caught you.
Pearl says she's all partied out and she's ready to go home.
This isn't going at all like it should. Okay.
Let's see what
There's
Garnet's
no
in
way
for.
You're not gonna love this. You get in a car, you play a kazoo. Dad used to do this for me every year.
Really?
I think this is why aging makes humans die.
Our age is only an illusion. And Pearl's pretty sure this ritual is more for human children.
Which way to the baby war? Eat red, dude, Max! Kazoo Racer suddenly seems undignified.
Now Steven's gonna have an existential crisis like his friend was the other episode.
Birthdays meant leaving things behind.
Teenage Steven?
Oh, Onion, so young, like Wackerman Jr. I better stick to sophisticated games. Like regular Wackerman.
It's whacking time.
It's a good joke.
You're gonna get
The boy on the cusp of manhood can't spend the whole day whackering. I need to take control of my life.
I need a pick-me-up.
Never seen your mug before.
Oh, hardy har, Lars.
Huh?
Act like an adult. Because one day, if you don't, everyone you know is gonna grow up without you.
Steven who?
Steven Quartz Universe! And I want that.
Is this
so
really
bad.
happening? It's not a...
Ah!
Oh, okay.
Sir, are you okay?
Thought it was just
I'm
a sequence.
old.
Daydream sequence.
I need a reverse birthday. The king costume.
Reverse day.
Will you help me into my birthday suit? Too old for this.
Stephen was right. This is fun.
You don't have to keep wearing that stuff.
Putting the table away is fun for her.
Important.
Gems can't die from aging, but he's half human.
Thanks, guys. But I guess this suit's all out of birthday magic.
More birthdays. Now.
Oh, look. I have what appears to be a delicious pie. I sincerely hope that nothing happens to... Oh, Stephen!
Are you trying to kill him faster? Darn it!
Control yourselves! Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled.
Stop feeling old!
But I wasted your time.
Sweet and considerate and only occasionally obnoxious.
You really think I'm all those things? I am pretty great.
Oh, Stephen!
We'll work on the rest later.
Okay, interesting. So, evidently, Steven can control, or I guess he wasn't exactly controlling it, but his age can fluctuate based on his state of mind. I wonder if that's going to come back at all. Obviously, the point of the episode was that, well, let's figure out what the point was. I mean, he was starting to feel like he shouldn't be doing childish things anymore, type of thing, I guess, when he was throwing the parties. So I'm not sure exactly what the message is. I guess that you should start acting more mature if you can, but at the same time, you don't want to overdo it, act the age you're not, act too old, or you still want to enjoy life. They're talking about being considered at the end as well, so I guess that's about what it was. But yeah, like I said, it will be interesting if that power, I guess, his can somehow come back or help him in the future, and the gems. And I guess the main kind of info we got was that the gems don't age really, or they've been around for hundreds of years, I guess, was the implication, which I mean, that makes sense. I guess I kind of would have thought that. But since Steven's half human, like they always bring up, he probably will age, I guess, and die theoretically. I'm sure it won't happen on the show, but that is interesting. And we still, we saw his mom there briefly in the picture, the photo. I'm sure she'll be coming up sometime. Still not entirely sure what happened to her. They had mentioned it in one of the other episodes. She had to go away for some reason, something having to do with giving birth to Steven, I think. But anyway, all right. And then we saw a little more of the gems' personalities there. Like we keep getting most episodes with their birthdays there. All right, let's continue on to episode 14, though. Let's see what that one's called. I'm getting a little stuffy in my puffy coat here, but I think I can hold out for one more 11-minute episode. Lars and the Cool Kids. Is it a Lars and the Real Girls parody?
Stephen's here. You have to be careful, Stephen.
Why?
I'll learn one of these days, maybe.
What's that rose quartz raised on the hill?
My
Oh, it's his
mom
mom.
planted this stuff?
Rose Quartz used to climb that hill every spring and tend to the moss at the top. She saw the beauty in everything, no matter how gross. Fortunately, I know just what to do in this situation.
Oh!
Some kind of martial arts thing.
Is this police tape?
Isn't this great?
I feel like it's just gonna attract more people over here, but
Now we can come up with a plan to move the moss back to its hill.
Get me up.
back to the pizza shop.
Pizza. Hey, is that Lars? Lars!
All right, he's Lars.
Why now?
Got a high five for you. Okay.
So he's gonna be trying to hang out with some cool kids, I guess.
So,
I do other things.
like standing against this wall?
Getting my ears pierced really
Looks
big.
like you're doing a lot of nothing. We are so much alike.
Excuse me?
You want to get a fresh pizza right out of the oven. Isn't that Kiki's sister and
He's
her
gonna be
friend?
the cool kids.
Penny, sour cream, and Buck Dewey.
Oh, you know those guys.
Not quite, but I'm sure we'll hang at some point. The plan is to keep it cool and let them come to me.
Here they come.
Ah, Steven, turn around, act natural.
Sorry, Uncle told him to look over here.
Steven, no, don't go over there. I hate you.
My name's Steven.
Buck Dewey.
They call me sour cream.
Sour cream.
He's gonna wreck everything. Why is he dancing? No, my life is horrible.
Hop on in, guys.
Oh yeah, middle seat.
Where'd you get that red shirt, Steven?
I have no idea where any of my clothes come from.
Yeah, I hate snakes.
Oh, what? That's too bad. Some snakes are pretty cool.
You're lame, Steven.
Hey man, there's nothing lame about seatbelt safety.
Car does not move.
Let's see where this one's gonna go.
Yeah, now let's get some spaced out beats up in here.
This car's really cool, Jenny.
It's just a delivery car from my dad's lame shop. Makes me smell like pizza.
And I beat all the G's in there like 3 million times.
No way!
Yeah, me
No
too.
more whackering off for you today, Steven.
Honestly though, I'm just exaggerating to sound cool.
I love babies. Will you look at that, a baby? Mwah!
I like his policies on babies.
Man, he never kisses me like that.
That's rough, bro.
It's not rough. The lack of daddy kisses in my life made me who I am.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Poor Lars.
We should check out Dead Man's Mouth.
It's gonna be the thing with the tape.
We're here.
Yep.
Police tape.
Yoink.
Awesome.
I'm above the law.
Right, Steven
Who wants to
Seagal.
go for a swim?
Yeah, that looks real appetizing to swim.
Lars, don't go in there. It's dangerous.
Steven, you trying to scare us?
Build an atmosphere. I appreciate that.
Ooh.
Is all your fault.
Oh, it's his
I
mom's
knew if
fault.
something went wrong today, it would be because of you. Now I'm never going to be friends with these guys. All because of your weird mom.
Oh, I took it too far now.
What do you know about my mom? I didn't even get to know my mom. But I do know she saw beauty in everything, even in jerks like you.
They're not suffocating.
This moss belongs on the top of that hill.
I don't know how to drive a stick shift.
I'll work the stick. You just keep us on the road.
I don't know how either,
All
Lars,
right,
to be
let's
honest.
do this. What's gonna happen when we get to the top of that hill?
I don't know.
You don't know?
That's just where the moss wants to be.
I'm getting stuck. This sucks. Oh,
Great last words. Rose petals?
I think I died.
Guys, look. How did we even get here?
well, Steven thought that.
Lars drove us here.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
Lars.
Our town was
Super
so
cool.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, that's enough.
Well, alright. There we go with Lars and the cool kids. So, pretty typical story for, you know, kids, preteens or whatever. Not to try to act too cool, or what's really cool is doing the right thing, which I guess they did. I mean, saved the day in the end. Steven saved Lars from going in initially, which enabled them to get the other kids out. Sour Cream and Pizza Girl and whoever else. So they have interesting names. Even the cool kid nicknames have food in it. Wow. But yeah, so it wasn't too much to that one. I mean, we learned some more about the mom in both episodes, I guess. Were those rose petals at the end? I'm not sure. But the moss turned into the flowers, whatever they were. And it had something to do with rose quartz, the mom. And yeah, it's sad that Steven never got to know his mom. Like I just mentioned after the last one, I'm assuming that'll change through the course of the series. They'll reconnect somehow or whatever. I think she's still alive, but I mean, the gems they said don't die anyway. Or actually, I think Pearl said the gems can die, but they can't die of old age. So I guess it's good to give some type of stakes to the world here. When they're in peril, it's not meaningless, I suppose. But yeah, so not, like I said, not too much time. We got a little more character. I mean, also the one kid was the mayor's son, I guess, so they're building the world out a little bit there. But yeah, typical story of, you know, everything he tries to do is not going to come off cool, and he's trying too hard. And it's a typical joke, like he tries one thing and they say, oh, I really do like wearing seatbelts or whatever. But pretty good episodes overall. I'm liking the humor keeps staying up. Another episode I mentioned, another reaction I mentioned, I think there's some Simpsons-like jokes in there, which I think there was more of this time. And still some, I guess, risque jokes as well, a little bit in the first episode of this 2-pack here with the arcade thing, like when he's turning into a teenager or whatever, and he says he can't play whack-a-mole or whatever the game is all day, can't whack her off all day. That was a little, I think that was a little blue humor there. Maybe it'll go over the heads of some little kids watching this, but anyway, yeah, I like the continued world building here. Want to see what happens with the mom and what Steven's powers continue to be. But that's going to do it for this one, 13 and 14 of Steven Universe Episode 1. Thanks for watching Drewz Viewz, and we'll be back next CarTuesday for more. But I'm out of here. Peace.
That was fun, but a boy on the cusp of manhood can't spend the whole day whackering.